Hello, I'm here building a world in Horizon and I would like to show you some scripting basics. I would like to take the time to explain each step in detail and cover some basic features. So here I have this house and this door I have in building, and the goal will be to make this door interactable. So I need to be able to open the door when I stand close to it. So we need a way to detect the player. The first thing I'm gonna do here is to adjust the rotation pivot. Pivots are always in the middle of the objects, so if I leave the door as it is, it will rotate around the middle position in Y. Yeah, look how it rotates. So I need to move the pivot to the left. I'm gonna do that adding this object and then group it. So if you select them together, you will see how the pivot is moved. Let me just shrink this a little bit. Yeah, so the pivot is almost in the middle. Here you can see it. So let's adjust the position of this extra object just a little bit more. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Okay, so now I will need to hide this object. I don't want to see it, I just want to see the door. So I open the property panel and I just turn off the visibility, and also I will make it not collidable. I don't want to collide with this object, I just want to collide with the door. Now I need to group them and see how my door rotates. Beautiful, perfect, just in the border. Okay, let's continue. Now we need to create the script for the door. So let's go to Gizmos and let's grab a script and place it in the world. Let's open it. The first thing I do always is to rename the script. Let's call it door. And it is important to understand that the entry point of your logic is the event. So this one is the default event, that is when the word is started, we don't need it. So let's place this generic event, so when some event is received, this block will do that. You can pick the event, let's create a new one, let's call it open. So basically this is saying when I receive the event open, I will do something. So what I'm gonna do is to rotate the door. So we have rotate to and rotate by. Rotate to will take the final angle and rotate by will take a delta angle, right? So let's create a variable with the angle of the door. So basically this one will be a rotation, and which tells me how far the door will rotate. It will rotate in 90 degrees or 180 degrees. And now I can grab my variable and place it in the rotate block. So I will rotate in this angle. Now let's create our second script that will be the trigger that will identify when the player is close to this door. So let's call it door trigger, and again we don't need the first event when the world starts, but we need this special event, that is when the player enters the trigger area. So this event will be called when the player is touching the area that I will show you after this. So when we receive this event, I will send the open event to my door. So right now it's sending the event to self, to my same object. So I will need to go to variables and create an object variable. Let's call it door, and this will be my target for the event. So I will grab this door and I will replace self for door. Oh, again. Okay, there. So I will send the open event to door. Perfect, so now we need to use these scripts. First we need the trigger object, that it will be the area that the player will be touching. Here in Gizmos This green transparent cube is the trigger, and I already have my door. So let's open the property panel for this trigger, and let's open the property panel for the door as well. Okay, perfect. Here in the bottom area I can see the scripts for my object. In this case I will select door. I will pick the rotation in Y will be 90 degrees. And now for the trigger I need to touch the door trigger script, this one here. So now I can see the door, that is the input variable. I can grab this reference right here, that is the door, and connect it with the door trigger. So now the trigger will send the open event to this door here. Let's try this. Okay, let's go to the door. Oh, it's huge. Okay, let's try to scale it down a little bit. Not a little bit. It was too big. Okay, good enough. Perfect. So our door is opening. You can move the door a little bit so it comes back to the initial state. Now let's come back to the door script, because the door is opening right away. I would like to see the door rotating, like using an animation. So to do that, I can use this block here that is rotate by over time. No, my mistake. It's not this one. Let's delete it. Rotate by over time. So it will use time to rotate. So let's use the same angle. I can grab it from this block to the other one. I have an error here, is because I'm not specifying any parameter to the rotation, but we need to delete this. And now we need the time. How long will it take to rotate? Let's define that variable. It's a number variable, and I will call it open time. Perfect. And now we can grab this one and replace this number here, and now we are going to rotate with time. So let's adjust those variables in my door. I can see now the new variable open time. Let's put just 2 seconds. Okay, I hope it works. Nice! Beautiful door. Oh, okay. So this is happening because I'm entering the trigger multiple times. So it's sending the open event every time, right? Let's move it a little bit to reset, and let's fix that. So in order to avoid that behavior, I will need to declare a new variable that will tells me if the door is moving. So in that way I can avoid interrupting the movement if I receive the open event. So it will be a boolean that could be true or false, and let's call it moving. Okay, so the initial value is false, and that is okay. And now we need to ask if the door is moving. So here in control, I can grab the if block and basically ask if it's not moving. So we have a not block here. So if not, and now my variable that is called moving. Cool, if not moving. So if the door is not moving, I can open it. Perfect. So now we need to set this variable with this set to block to true, because now we are moving. So let's grab moving, and now we need to set the true value. So here in value input, I can grab a boolean input, and I can specify true or false. So let's put it in true. Nice. Now we will need to set it back to false when the movement is done. So to do that, I have here a block that is send event with delay. So I will wait for the rotation to be done and then send this finish event, a new event that will be called finish. To self, because I will send the event to myself, I will receive it. And the time will be wait time. Oops, I need to grab it from here. So I will need to wait for the door to be open, so it's the same open time, and then send the finish event. And now we need to receive that event. So here in the first tab, when I receive event, so when the event is received, here I don't have finish. Well, I can write it again. Finish. Okay. So when I receive this event, we need to set the moving to false. And a cool thing I can do here is to grab this one and duplicate it. Nice. So false. Okay, I think this will work. I hope this will work. Let's go, and opening, and nice. Okay, and okay, it will continue opening, but it's waiting for the movement to be done to receive another opening instruction. So this is working. And now the next step is to close the door. Let's do something like after some seconds the door will close by itself. Okay, so let's define this number variable that will be the wait time. How long do I have to wait for the door to be closed? And now we need to send an event to close the door. And I will need to send this event right here with delay, because I need to wait for the door to be opened and then for the wait time. So let's create a close event. I will send it to myself, and here I need to add these two numbers. That will be the open time and wait time. To add, I will go to basic operations, and here we have the zoom. Let's grab it here, and let's grab the times, open time and wait time. Now I need to receive this event. So where is the receive block? No, it was here. This one. Okay. So I need to receive the close event. That is not here. So let's just write it. Okay. Close event. And now we need to come back to the initial position. So I think I will have to create an initial position variable. That will be the rotation. Initial rotation. So rotation, initial rotation. Cool. And now I need to set this initial rotation at the beginning, right? So I can use this when the world is started event. So when the world is started, I'm gonna set the initial rotation of the object. Set to. Let's grab the initial rotation, and now I need a function to get the rotation of an object. So let's go here to object transform, and here you can see the rotation of object block. So I need to define the object, and in value input I can grab self, and that will be this object, the door. So now I set the initial rotation, and I need to come back to this initial rotation with an animation. So now I will use rotate to, not rotate by, because I know the final angle. So rotate to with time. So the angle will be the initial rotation, and the time, I will use the same open time. I could specify another one, but for this I think it's okay. Cool. So now finish will be sent here, because I don't want to interrupt the closing animation either. So finish should be triggered by the closing logic. Let's try it. I forgot to set the variables. Okay, so the wait time will be, I don't know, 3 seconds. Okay, let's try this. So opening, and 1, 2, 3, closing. Perfect. This door is beautiful. Let's try to open again. Nice. And when I touch the trigger again, I'm not interrupting neither the opening animation nor the closing animation. So this door is working perfectly. Okay, what else? Sounds. Let's do the door more realistic. Let's go to inventory, sounds, and here you can place your pointer over these icons, and you can hear a sample of each sound. You have many of them, so the best option is to use the search tool, and let's look for a door. Okay, let's try some different ones. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, let's grab it and place it in the world. So now I need a way to play this sound. So let's come back to the door script, and I will need to reference this sound, right? So let's define a variable. Let's create an object that will be my sound, and let's name it sound. Okay, sound. Perfect. So now when my door animation, I mean my open animation starts, I will play this sound. So let's go to this menu over here, add text animation sound, and the play sound block when the opening animation starts. I need to define the target, so play sound on my sound object. Cool. So let's open my door and my sound. So from my sound, in the same way we did it before, I can grab the reference. But first let's take a look here to check my sound properties. It is not global, it is not playing when the world starts, so it's okay. Let's grab my reference and put it as the sound object in my door. Okay, let's try it. And wow, so realistic. This is cool. And it is not triggering the sound again if I enter the trigger. That's cool. Let's move the sound because this one is directional, so let's move it closer to the door. Now we can group these, the trigger, the sound, and the door, to create just one object, and we can move it to my house. Let's move it here. I will need to tweak the scale and position a little bit. Okay, this is cool. Let's move the spawn point. And ooh, I'm finally inside of my house. No! What happened with my door? What happened? Yeah, maybe it's a corrupted state, so you can come here, stop the world, and play it again. And it looks like it's working. Okay, yeah, should be working. Perfect! I love when these issues get fixed by themselves. So it was maybe a corrupted state after creating the group, so you can always stop and play the world from your inventory. Now you can duplicate your door and put it in the remaining spaces here. Nice. So these triggers are almost overlapping, so what I can do is to open the group and go inside it with this button here. And now I can position just the member of the group that is the trigger. And now let's go back out of the group. Okay. And let's do the same here. Open the group, go inside the group, and adjust the trigger. You need to go inside the groups to adjust internal objects. Let's stop the world, play it again, and okay, this one was working. Good. This is great. And this one is working as well. This one is closing, and I hope, yeah, it's closing. Now we can go inside this group and try some different parameters for the door. So go inside the group, open the door, and let's modify some parameters. Maybe the open time, let's make it faster, and now also the rotation, maybe wider, 120 degrees. Okay, let's try it. So we go inside the house and boom! Nice. Okay, so parameters are working. And this one is still working as before. So we are good. And what is next? No idea. Let's try to duplicate the entire house maybe. And check if the doors are working. Okay, let's select everything, duplicate, move it here, and let's try it. Okay, and this one. No! Okay, corrupted state. I hope it's that. Okay, stop and play. This one is working. And this one is working as well. And this one is working. Okay, this is good. Okay, I think this was everything. I'm gonna stop the video here. I think I covered scripting basics, or some scripting basics, but it's good as a starting point, I guess.